Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And what we are going to see today is we are going to see the code for logistic regression. And so, to give a brief introduction about logistic regression, it is used for classification, okay? And it is used for uh, classifying binary values, that is either 0 or 1. So we can see that it can be either these binary values can be either true or false or 0 or 1, and they are mostly used for classifying the values. And if I give a example of where we use this logistic regression, so we have seen in spam filtering emails, and other example can be if whether a student has passed or not. So these are the two examples that have came to my mind. And if I start with this logistic regression code, so first is what I have done is that I have imported my data set. Okay, so as you can see, here is my data set, which is a spam filter. Okay, so as you can see, these are the data set. Okay, so this is the text, and the next value is that is spam. Okay, so the text is given, and it is in spam it is given whether it is spam or not. So one means that a particular text is a spam, whereas a zero means that a text is not a spam. Okay. So now if I move to my code, so we have imported the modules which are required. Okay. So what we have imported is from this sklearn, we have imported our train test and split to our split our training and testing data, and we have also imported the logistic regression from this sklearn linear model. Okay, and we are also going to use count vectorizer. Now I will tell later why we are using this. Okay, so first if I run this, so it will run. Okay, next thing what I did is that I have downloaded the data, and now as you can see in the files. Okay, this emails.csv, I have downloaded it, and then I have imported it in this runtime. Okay, and if I uncomment this, so you can see here it is the text is given and also the span. And if I show you in this form of table, okay, so the index value is given, we have the text here, and this is the spam. Okay, and if I show you how many rows and columns are there, so I will just print df. So I'm writing df dot shape here. Okay, and so if I print this, so this is the number of rows. Okay, 5728. Okay, and there are two columns. Okay, so this I've printed. And now if we move to this line of code. Okay, so let me uncomment this first. Now what we are doing is that we are now essentially dividing our data into training and testing. Okay. So from this, what we have done is that we have divided it into four variables. That is x train, that is the x test value, y train, and y test. Okay. And essentially what we have done is that we have taken the input. Okay, which is the df and the text. Okay, inside it is the text value. Okay, and then we have taken the output. Our output will be the spam, that was giving 0 and 1. Okay, and our test size is going to be 0.2, which is essentially means that 20% of our data out of 5728 will be the testing data. Okay, and if I the next line is that we are initializing the count vectorizer, and why we are doing is that as we can see that this data is in the form of text. Okay, and what machine learns is in the form of numbers. Okay, so to convert this text into the token value, or we can or in simple term means number, so we are using this count vectorizer. Okay, and for our training data, that is in x. Okay, we have initialized this vector. Okay, x train vec, and what we are doing is that we are using fit transform to train the data. Okay, no, sorry, to convert our data into numerical values. Okay, and what this fit transform does is that it will first learn the pattern, and then it will convert it into particular tokens. Okay, and you may be wondering why we are not using fit transform here in this test set. Okay, so we are not using it here. So as a machine only converts the testing data into tokens, and it does not learn the patterns. If it learns the pattern, it will automatically fail because the test because now the machine is also understanding the pattern of testing data. So it essentially means that the machine is cheating. Or if I give an analogy, okay. So suppose you are given a test, okay. So first you will learn the paper or learn the subject, okay. So here in fit transform, what we are doing is that we are learning the subject, okay. Now when we are transforming it for the test data, that means that now we are giving the test. And if we write fit transform in this in our x test this variable. So what it will be it is going to happen is that we are like, if I give an analogy, so then we are essentially getting the answer key, okay, while we are giving the test. So that it does not that should not happen, okay. So this is why we are using only transform in this last variable, okay. So if I run this, so it is okay. So it is fine. And now what we are going to do is that in this we are going to train the data, and then we are going to test our accuracy. Okay. So here we have initialized the logistic regression constructor, and then we are essentially using the fit method for our for training the data. Okay. Now it is running. Now if we check our model accuracy, it is giving 99.13%. Okay. So in this we have used this variable, okay, the above variable, that is explain back, okay, which we used to like which we had done to convert the data and also learn the pattern, okay, and then we are using white ring to make it learn, okay. So this is the accuracy, okay. Now what we are going to do is now we are going to see the confusion matrix, okay. So if I uncomment only this line, okay. Now it will give a in confusion matrix. It will give a 2D array. Okay. So if I run this, so it has given a 2D array in the form of this. Okay. So this you may not be able to understand, but if I it is divided into four parts. Okay. So if I uncomment this also, so what we are doing here is that our data is divided into four parts. Okay. That is true positive. The next one is true negative. Third is false positive and false negative. So true positive means that the data which has been declared by the machine as a spam. Okay, so this comes under true positive. Under false under true negative, those which are not declared as spam, which are those which are not declared as spam by the machine, they come under true negative. Okay. Now the false positive, the main confusion comes under false positive and false negative. Okay. So this, I think, as the video is too long, I will tell you in the next one of what is the meaning of false positive and false negative. But before that, what I'm telling you is that true positive, the meaning of true positive means that our predicted value is spam. Okay, and the actual value is also spam, means the machine has predicted some text as a spam, and also also the actual value or the actual result of that text is also spam. Okay, and same for true negative. Okay, though the machine has predicted the value as the value as not a spam. Okay, and also the actual value is seen as not a spam. Okay, so this is about both the terms. Okay, so this is the true positive. Okay, the 848 number that is given out of our testing data. This is the true positive, and as you can see on the bottom right, okay, this 288 value. This is the true negative. Okay, and for the false positive and false negative, as the video will be too long, so I do not want to waste any time, so I will talk about it later. Okay, in the next one. Okay, so this was all about it. I hope you enjoyed and understood the video. So this was all for today, and see you in the next one. Okay, and also like and subscribe to my channel.